Uh, guys, especially I apologize for what happened. Because of these ads and stuff on Google. They tend kick us out. So of course in March next year, season two will be Daredevil. This year when they had it in March, it was 9 episodes, and they released it in a difficult way. They did like the first two episodes they released. Then you got the third one, the fourth, then fifth and sixth they released at the same time. Then seven, eight, and nine. So it kind of ended with I believe like sometime like mid to late April, which is fine by me. So yeah, season two did defend filming in February of this year, and okay, so they saying that they're gonna be maybe done with it in August. So yeah, 6 months. So kind of normal for if you're doing like a either TV show or a movie or something like that. 6 to 8 months. So that's kind of the norm. So it's not really a big deal. Okay, so I guess a little bit of Thunderbolts news if y'all want to know. As a Thursday, Thursday was the last day that they shown like Thunderbolts, and they stopped it from filming. And I don't know why. They could have kept it on there maybe for a couple more weeks, but I guess they was thinking that they was gonna get enough harder than what they made. So it had a big opening, having like almost close to the budget that they had. But then again, how people added that they gotta do they gotta pay the theaters for showing it. I think the theaters may get half or something like that. Not sure. And plus advertising and stuff like that too. So they gotta pay like for advertising and all that stuff. I thought it was a great movie, but I guess some fans just don't picture it as that. So if you wanted something like an Avengers type movie, this that's what this was, and just fans just wasn't liking it. Like you had like some familiar faces and some new ones, and it's like seriously, you guys are not like a fan of it. I don't know. I think they expecting like something big, like like the last two Avengers with Infinity War and Endgame. Just kind of crazy, but kind of same thing. With they're gonna expect with Doomsday and Secret Wars, so they do got like a big cast on it, and they're currently filming that as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But yeah, their final budget at the box office, the final how much they made in the box office was 369.9 million. So they needed 400 to break even, according to some critics. Um, it was kind of the same thing with Captain America and Brand New Bold. I think they hit 400 million, but I think they needed to make 420, I believe, to break even. So no, neither movies. Although people gonna call it a flop, but I wouldn't call it that because it still made it might not earn money, but at least it made money for them not to be like in a big hole or anything like that. But that's just my take on it. And I know some people would probably say different, but that's your opinion, and I have mine too. So yeah, it's just crazy that that it didn't do as good as it should. But yeah, no, you got people that's fickle like that. So that kind of sucks. So anyways, let's stop with comic book movies and TV news, and let's get to the final thing before we end the show. So wow, we actually gonna end this show in almost an hour. So that's amazing. So I think y'all knew about my opinions and stuff about American Family Field that's here in Milwaukee with with a lot of parking, a lot of space that and plus you have to walk like a little bit over a mile just to get from point A to American Family Field, and especially if with people that works there in like the winter time, it's not a great walk. It's really not. So I know some people be lucky, they had cars and stuff like that. It'll be more easier for them. So that's good. Francisca Gars, hello. Sorry, I didn't mention it. Joseph T. Hey, what's going on? So I will give shout outs out there to people if they do that, put the say hi on TikTok. And kind of the same thing, on YouTube and also with Twitch. Do the same thing. So yeah. Um, let's see. New American Family Field ride share lot runs afoul in a city hall. The Brewers are appealing. So Uber and Lyft rides a lot brings neighbor complaints. I don't get that at all. I really don't. I'm like, we would like to have like a bus go through there so it could be more easier for people that they don't have to pay that much. So that was one of my pushes that I did last year. To get the bus company and American Family Field, have the bus route, back to going there because it was easier for everybody, to get that. So I just thought it'd be a little bit more easier and stuff like that. Let's see. For some plans they haven't, wait. American Family Field's new location for Uber and Lyft and other ride hailing service has run afoul of City Hall after a neighbor complained about its traffic impact, which I can understand because I think where they had it last year was okay, but sometimes you just rather just have the bus like right there for the pickup and drop off or whatever than pay for like 20 or 30 bucks just to get home from Uber or Lyft. The drop off and pickup site monitor parking lot southern portion needs approval for the Milwaukee Board of Zoning Appeals, according to the city official. Wait. So, okay. Oh, they must. Oh, okay, the south portion. Oh, never mind. I get what it is. So what? They didn't have approval from the beginning. They just did it. So that's weird. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club is appealing the city's position that converting a regular parking lot to a rideshare lot needs board approval. Meanwhile, the lot remains in operation. Department of Neighborhood Service, Marketing, and Communications Officer, Jeremy McGovern, he told the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel that department and Brewers officials had indicatable discussions about the issue. Okay, of course, they declined the comment. Of course they are. Because one of the things that they was talking about that they wanted to have some stuff going on like a district type of thing, kind of like with the Deer District here in Milwaukee, and I know Titletown and Green Bay has something like that too, and I think there's other places like baseball ballparks and also arenas have like a little bit of district type of feel, like you got a lot of stuff going on like restaurants, apartments, hotels, and all that other stuff. So for us with the Deer District, it's not fully complete. So because you still got your hotel and you got your eateries and things like that, and another venue that's going to be done by the end of the year, and there's some other stuff they can still add, and plus another big apartment buildings, and plus that's going to be connected with MATC. So there's a lot going on. So they wanted to finish it around 2026, which would be next year, but I think it's far from finished. So I think when they finish everything around there, it probably would be like 2028 will be the latest that they'll finish everything. Sunshine, hello. Appreciate you being on the channel. I'm saying this, being on the show. Brian Lemper 84. Hey there, what's going on? Let's see. The Brewers moved the ride share to the Monitor Park before this year's home opener on March 31st. New location is just north of the Interstate 94 and east of Yount Drive. The move was response to complaints from fans about difficulties entering and exiting the Gardner rideshare lot. Well, yes and no. Only because it ain't that far to walk from there. Then now you have to walk a little bit more farther for that one. So if they was complaining about about them having no buses around, then that's one thing. But I didn't know anybody was complaining about that ride share was at that area. But then again, some of the people there, they kind of strict. It's like, oh, you gotta stay there until your Lyft or Uber comes or is there. You know what I mean? But Yeah, probably a lot of people probably didn't, want to do that. But that new location brought a complaint about traffic impact on the nearby Story Hill neighborhood. The first week or so, Brewers' home game says a lot more cars than usual in the neighborhood, especially on Story Parkway. Oh, so I don't know why everybody, complaining about it. Is like, damn you do, damn you don't. Um, I just don't see why, people, complaining about some of the wrong things, and that's why half of the time, this city can't have anything because people will complain about it and just don't, just not satisfied. So, okay, the next meeting will be close to the end of June, June 26th, and the Brewers are appealing that order to zoning board. So, I think they should have kept it where it was, but then again, like I said, you can't keep people happy. And plus, actually try to have like a district in the one parking lot, so a lot of people can come there. Then suddenly because of one of the reasons that I mentioned before that they didn't want to do like a district or something in the parking lot because it will stop tailgaters from tailgating. No, it won't. People will still tailgate and stuff like that, but it's like you will have like more places to hang out. Maybe if it's like a hotel around there or eatery or anything like that. People still is going to tailgate regardless. Like you see with Titletown, people still tailgate, so it's not going to ruin anything. And I know Brewers tickets are one of the cheapest tickets in the MLB. Which like going to some games, but I just hate that walk, and especially paying like an arm and a leg, just to get back from point A to point B. It's just it's just silly. It really is. Um, so they also is concerned about the impact of American Family Field's plan winterization to allow year-round concerts and other events, which they should have been done by this year. Which with trying to get the state and all that stuff, giving Brewers some money so they can do repairs and stuff like that. Cardo, hey, what's going on? Appreciate you being on here. Um, but yeah, concert patrons are less familiar than Brewers fans with neighborhood parking restrictions. But point is like if you're gonna do that all year round, you need to have something like a district around there for people, hang out and stuff like that. Like almost, maybe almost every day, like something busy. And I don't know why people over there, complaining about. It's good for business, and they just don't see that, which I don't know why. But like I said, as long as they put a bus there this fall, which could be because they got the final plans for like the bus routes because all most of the bus routes will be changing. So Kane 31, can we call? I don't know how you can call on a YouTube. I don't know if that's even possible to do that. Um,